Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Oh, come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. Send my best friend an apologetic text, he says to come over. Well, the whole damn town has been waiting for the day when you would come back here. There was dancing and talking and steaks on the grill, and I think that I will be alright. And my ex from high school still looks just the same as she did back in 2009. Not gonna wait till the morning, let's never put the night on ice. Never put the night on ice. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Oh, come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. And they all said I was crazy for leaving my money, but it never made me happy or loud. Life is just too short to never do what you want to. What do you want to do? Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Oh, come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Load that.
Yeah. What? Yeah. 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 What? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, hi, my name is Josh Bird. You can find me on GitLab as xprobitas fiducia. And today we're going to be going over how to set up a Windows environment for live software development. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual live streaming software that I'm using. I'm using OBS. You can find that, just do a search for it, OBS. It's Open Broadcaster Software. I'm using the Windows one, 64-bit. Yep. Next piece is going to be, how do you get this set up? So let me share my desktop here. And we can see we've got OBS running right here, and this is live streaming currently. We've got audio set up, so I have an audio interface that's got a microphone, and that's going into Bitwig here, and we've got a setup here so we can control where all the audio is going. And we've also got audio coming from Discord. So if anyone wants to join the Discord chat, they can actually join, and their audio can be part of the live stream as well. So if you'd like to join, or if you've got thoughts or you want to add something into the chat, go ahead. And we can, if you got any questions, we can talk about them as we go along. Okay, so next thing, what should I talk about next? Okay, so one of the most difficult things that I ran into getting this setup working was the audio. So if you've got an audio interface, and we're talking about multiple applications here, we need a way to get the audio routed from one application into the other. and we need to be able to control what sounds go where. So the way that we've got that working is Bitwig is currently set up to use the ASIO for All driver. So what ASIO for All does, basically it takes all of the devices that you have available to your machine and lets you configure them so that you can specify which devices are being used and where the audio is going. And then to route in between applications, we're using something called virtual audio cables. So let's go over how those are set up. So we've actually got 5 virtual audio cables here. Well, let's just quickly jump in. I'll show you the Bitwig site and the virtual audio cables, and then I'll also show you the ASIO for All. Not this one. This. Okay. Alrighty. So, like I mentioned, we're using Bitwig to actually host a couple different effects and manage routing between each of these virtual audio cables. So let's change back to the desktop here. I know this may be difficult to see, but okay, so we've got 5 virtual audio cables here. We have the Sapphire audio. This is the audio interface that my microphone is plugged into. And then we have the headphone jack, or the speakers on my computer that I have my headphones plugged into, just for ease of use. So the most difficult thing to get set up was actually these virtual audio cables. So like I mentioned, we've got 5 here, and you can see that not all of them are enabled. For some of these, we've only got the input cable enabled, and then for other ones, we've only got the output cable enabled. And so the reason that we're doing that is because Windows likes to take over the device. So for, like I mentioned, we're using these virtual cables to get audio from one application to the other. So if we look in, for example, in OBS, we take a look at the settings here. So we've got the auxiliary device set to the line 3 audio cable. So this is audio that's coming into OBS. So this is an input. And if we take a look at the ASIO here, the virtual audio cable, the input is not enabled, but the output is, which allows us in Bitwig to have these different buses. So if we look at the stream out here, we've got output on number 19 and 20, and it turns out if you count all the ones that are enabled and you count down to 19 and 20, we'll find virtual audio cable that we're using for OBS. So that output is set here, 19 and 20, and then the actual input cable, the other side of it, is plugged into OBS through the settings here. So that's how OBS is set up. Discord is set up just the same way. we're using a different number cable to get audio from Bitwig into Discord. So the voice that you're hearing me talk here, coming in through the microphone, going into Bitwig, and we have it going to an output on Discord, and then we have it also outputted to the stream. And so that's how the audio is getting to both of those locations. The other side of Discord is the audio that's coming from other people that are part of the conversation. So anything that they say is going to come back, and we're going to need that to route it to the stream. So that's what this Discord return is. So there's another audio cable coming back from Discord back into Bitwig. And it's got the same setup in the SEO for all, where only half of the cable is enabled in Bitwig. In this case, it's the input half is enabled on Bitwig, and we're using the audio cable for output. The other half that's not enabled in Bitwig is being used for the output on Discord. And so that comes back, and I need to hear what people are saying. So we have a route. We send some of the audio coming back on this track to my headphones so I can hear it. And then it's also getting output to the stream. The stuff that you heard earlier, we had some music playing, and that's actually coming through the system audio. So that's actually the fourth audio cable that we're using. And essentially any audio that's coming from a browser or from the music I had playing was coming through just the Windows Groove player. So all of that audio was being captured by the audio cable number 4, and that's coming in on this track, system audio. And to play music, we just end up oh, it's not playing. Did I stop it? Yeah, I did. I stopped playing the song. So, so all of the music that I'm playing comes from a service that provides royalty-free music called artist.io. I can show you guys that website too if you like. So there's this website called Artlist, rather, and they have royalty-free audio. So I signed up for this service, downloaded some music that is able to be used in YouTube videos, and we were playing it through Groove here. And because it's a we've got this set up to go through that audio cable 4 that comes along, comes into here, and we can play the music just by turning up a dial here. So that's basically how the audio is all set up. Let's see. I don't know if you guys are too familiar with OBS. It's difficult to show, but essentially we've got multiple scenes here, and each one has a source, and you can basically configure it to pick a window to display, or have it show the whole desktop, and you can move which part of the desktop is showing by actually moving this box around. So I can show you guys different things. Some of the other ones that I've been using, for example, the browser one here, you can actually just select a particular window and display that. Now, if you noticed before on the desktop, I have Visual Studio Code up here. And I'm going to be using this as my editor. So Visual Studio Code is a bit of an interesting one. Visual Studio Code uses OpenGL to uh, make some of its rendering a bit faster, and OBS doesn't really like that so much. So we need a little workaround. If you just try and share a Visual Studio Code window with OBS, it'll just show up black unless you share the whole desktop. And so there's a workaround, which is to launch Visual Studio Code a with a command line argument that allows it to run without using OpenGL. And so I can show you guys what I did in order to make that happen. Well, yeah, let's do that. So basically I just made a shortcut for Visual Studio Code, and if we look in properties, you can see at the end here, we've added this -- disable -GPU and then close quote at the end of it. And what that does is it tells Visual Studio Code when it runs not to use OpenGL, which lets us just select the window. And now we can see the editor just like this. All right, well, that's it for now, I guess. I was going to show you guys what I'm working on right now, but it turns out it's actually not open source, so I can't share that with you at the moment. We can take a look at some different projects in the future. If you guys have anything that you'd like to see us work on, feel free to post what you're thinking in Discord, or go ahead and make an issue on my GitLab page. That's me right here. Feel free to follow me, and we can take a look and see what open source projects we'd like to work on. Alrighty. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for joining in on this short intro stream to what I'll be trying to do a lot more over the coming weeks and months. I'm excited to see what everyone else thinks. All right. Thanks. Take care.